Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Spilled Milk Podcast. We have a super cool episode today. We have our first official guest, my sister.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm Maddie. I am a college student. I go to Baylor in Texas. I just joined a sorority, Alpha Chi, and I'm on spring break, so I decided to come hang out and join the podcast.
All right, Maddie, we must know, what is it like being related to Austin?
Oh man, it's always on my toes, you know. He's really funny. I'll give him that. I think we get along pretty well. Sometimes he really drives me crazy. He doesn't like to touch food with his hands, and so that really bothers me. He'll just like stick out his tongue and eat Cheez-Its with his tongue. He likes to leave dishes everywhere, but specifically these green cups and bowls that we got from Whole Foods like 15 years ago. He probably has them here. He drinks milk, which first of all, that grosses me out, but he leaves those cups like all over the house. I mean, it's kind of sad I don't live with him now, but it's...
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I mean, just because we don't see each other as much.
Yeah.
But...
What's it like being the younger sibling? Do you wish you were the older sibling?
Oh, definitely not.
No? Why not?
No, I mean, I get more of the attention.
I like how you admit that.
Well, you know it's true. I think it's hard because I saw you go through and now he's going through the adult stage, and so it's like that's gonna suck when I'm actually there. But it's nice, and it's somebody to look up to, you know.
Wow, look at that! I'm like your brother.
Well, when you say that, yeah.
We were talking in a previous episode about buses and how I was the one who always was at the bus stop at 6:15 in a blizzard, and you just would look and just be like, "Dad, can you drive me to school today?" And then they would always just be like, "Yep, yeah."
Yeah, he would drive me to school pretty much every day and pick me up every single day. I
Every
never took the bus.
day.
Yeah.
Would you said you didn't want to be the older sibling. Like, why would you not want to be the older sibling?
I mean, I think it's easy to say because I'm the younger kid, so I get a lot of what I want.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, either way, if it probably would be fine.
Yeah. What do you think would be the biggest difference between our relationship?
Like if I was older and you were younger?
Yeah. Would you have bullied me?
No, I'm not
100%
mean.
You would have.
No, because
I would have.
I mean, you used to be really mean when we were younger. Like we had
Yeah.
maybe one like full on screaming match.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I was
don't-
upstairs, he was downstairs.
at
We were
Mom's
home
house?
alone. No, it was at Dad's, the old house.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what it was about, but we were like screaming across the stairs, and it was over something dumb. I don't know what
remember
it was.
I was so pissed. I don't remember what we were arguing about, but I was
Yeah.
so mad.
Yeah. I mean, you say all the time, you know how to push my buttons, and same goes for me. Like,
Yeah.
we just know
Mhm.
exactly. But the thing is, like, some things about him don't, like, if anybody else did it, it wouldn't annoy me, you know? But, like, since he
That's how
does it,
siblings are, though.
you know, like,
Yeah.
like how he eats. Like, if anybody else, well, that's kind of annoying. But, like, sometimes he'll, like, I don't know, just make random noises, and it really bothers me. But nobody else bothers me when they do it.
Maddie will send me all of these TikToks too that are like sibling related, and it's like the ones where it's like, although you hate your sibling, you still sit in the exact same spots you picked 15 years ago in the car. Or it's like, what if you wake up one day and just think like, dang, this little shit's all right, you know, like I love you, I would take a bullet for you, but you piss me
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I know you just joined a sorority. Tell us a little bit about that. What that life is like.
Yeah, it's so busy. I like didn't. So at Baylor, it's not like Greek life isn't a huge thing, but it's a lot bigger of a deal than I thought it was. The whole I never want to go through rush week again. It was literally like awful. It's just exhausting. You're doing small talk for 7 straight hours, standing up in heels, in dresses. Everybody's faking it. You're blah, blah, blah. But after that, it was fine. I'm officially a member, so that's nice. The whole new member period was awful. We had like a 5-week dry period. So we had to stay dry the entire first semester. We couldn't go out or else you'll get blacklisted. It's this whole thing. But then we had another dry period once before we were actually initiated. So then I went to my first frat party. It was so much fun. But yeah, it's been busy. It's been fun. I've met a lot of really nice girls. All my friends that I like was friends with before sorority, we're all in different sororities, so it's kind of fun to see what everybody else is going through.
I want to know more about Rush Week. Is it how it's portrayed in movies where they just do a lot of messed up stuff to you?
No, I think it's more. So our first 2 days were online, like over Zoom. So it's like you meet with each sorority. There's 9 sororities. So you kind of met with like one person from each sorority. And then there's like a group thing where you learn about their philanthropy and all this other stuff. And then, so that's the first 2 days. And then the next day's in person. So you get cut from 2, like after that. So you go visit 7. And you basically go into a room. They're like screaming and yelling and everybody's jumping and dancing. It's so chaotic. And then they like show a video. They talk about their philanthropy again. And then you like meet with a girl. Most of the time it's somebody that you've met before because they like recruit. It's really creepy. They like recruit basically from the first day of school and fall because we have spring rush. So basically the first day of fall, even before, like people are starting to recruit in the summer. It's crazy. But anyway, so they just talk to you about random stuff, and then if they like you, right after they're done talking to you, they go and like write down a score. They score you, and then you go on to the next room, blah blah blah. And then the 4th day you get cut by another 2, so you're at 5. But not everybody gets the full amount. Like some people get like 2 or 3, so you don't always get the full amount, which is rough for some people. But yeah, everybody's crying. Everybody's so emotional because I like here it's not that big of a Greek life isn't that big of a deal, and in our family like nobody else is, so I was like whatever, it doesn't really matter. But some people it's like their legacy and blah blah blah. But and then the last day's 2, so you're in a room for an hour each, and everybody's crying because it's like the most emotional day because that's pretty much when you choose which sorority you want to be in. But yeah, it's just so it's like online dating. Wait, no. Speed dating. Speed dating, not online. It's like speed dating. Well, because it's literally if they like you from like a 5-minute conversation.
So do some people not get into any sorority?
Yeah. So there was so there's like 1,200 girls that rushed, and I think 900 joined. So 300 got cut or decided to drop rush.
Well, and there's girls. Or not girl. There's like a hierarchy almost of like sororities, like some are quote unquote better, and some are like looking for certain people. Like it's kind of weird.
It's definitely less at Baylor compared to like SEC schools because oh my gosh, I could not imagine going to like Bama and rushing because it's literally like do or die.
They all look the literal exact same.
Yeah.
At those like really big schools. I mean, Baylor's not much different, but
yeah, no, literally everybody at Baylor is blonde and blue eyes. I'm not.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which is fun to meet guys.
Ooh, Austin, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I'm at a point to where it's like, just bring someone over for dinner.
Yeah.
And it's
I have.
You have. Maddie just has never had like a literal like labeled boyfriend. And I just want to meet people. I just want to meet the people she's hanging out with and like who she's crushing on and if they're crushing on her and stuff like. It doesn't matter what I think. They have to pass our dad's test and our mom's test, but so like I don't care.
And our stepmom's test. Hers is pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
Hers is pretty hard.
Yeah, our stepmom will definitely put some words in a good way to be like, Maddie, if you don't do this, this, and that, and if he doesn't do this, this, and that, he is cut off.
So would you consider yourself a protective brother or no?
yes and no. I mean, there's been some guys that she would talk to in high school where I would just tell her, like, just cut him off. Just let him go.
Yeah.
He is playing you like a fiddle right now, and you don't necessarily think so.
Yeah.
But like, I've been in more relationships than her, and I've not necessarily interacted with more people in that way, but I've seen good and bad in her, with me, with other friends, with you guys. You know, like you can. It's like almost like that friendship to where you can see the red flags before the other person does. But I mean, I'm not going to be like, yo, this dude did what? I'm gonna beat his ass. Like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna call Puurich. We're gonna go beat someone up. Just say, yeah, you know, like it's not like that.
Yeah.
Because if it's a guy that I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure he would beat your ass before you did.
I don't know. You underestimate me.
Snap you like a toothpick.
Yeah.
I'm like honestly, if it's the guy that we're both thinking of, which I know it is, low key, he's kind of a wuss because he can barely he like dangles you on and has so much insecurity in himself that he literally cannot even have a conversation with you without coming crawling back to you if you leave him on red.
Oh my God. If this guy is listening right now,
Yeah.
Austin says he can bite you.
No, he's not listening. He's not listening.
He won't be listening, but
No, he won't be listening, and it doesn't matter. Size is a number.
Size is a
Wait,
number.
what?
what kind of size?
Here's the thing. I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
Oh, kill him with
Whatever.
kindness. Kill him with kindness.
Yeah, kill him with kindness. And honestly, here's the thing. There's so many guys that are just kind of babies. They talk a big game and just can't.
That's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Who do you think gets more attention from the opposite gender? Austin or Maddie?
What do you mean?
Who gets more like action? Who has more people into them?
You answer first.
Well, I think because you have a girlfriend that cuts ties pretty fast.
Yeah, but take it when I wasn't in a relationship. Like I think that's what she means.
I don't know because we never really discussed that when you were
I'm
not
voting
dating.
Maddie.
I
I
knew
would
she-
also vote Maddie.
I knew you were gonna say that because I vote you because I have a lot of friends that are females, even though I'm in a relationship. Like a lot of the cross country people and like college friends that I make,
Yeah.
I still talk to a lot. But Maddie will be on Snapchat, and I will see that she has 762 unread messages, and I swipe through. I don't see a girl's name beside her best friend. It's all dudes. And what she'll do is she'll do the swipe over thing to where she like if they send you
The half
she'll
swipe. Yeah.
and she'll swipe all the way over, read the message, and then just go right back and then forget about it for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
What I've seen her do is she'll like do the half swipe and then go back, answer a couple more Snapchats, and then go right back to that person and then respond to like give it some time. Maybe if they responded
Well,
a little
She
too
played-
fast.
Yeah,
You're
you have to
playing
like.
games.
Oh no, that's my issue, guys. Is I play games. I do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll be
Is
the
that
first to
your
admit it.
toxic trait?
That's my toxic trait. I
Ew.
am really friendly. Like I have a lot of guy friends because I'm just like friendly, and it comes
No,
off flirty.
It's not being friendly. It's flirty.
Exactly.
Cut
but
out
my
the middleman.
but my friendliness is being flirty, and like I don't think anything of it. But like even at school, it's like this. Yeah, like it just
yeah,
gets me in trouble.
it
So-
does.
So again, if any of these guys
Yeah,
are
they're
listening,
listening.
stop messaging her. She does not care. She has read your
probably
message. She
doesn't
does
like it.
not want to respond.
There's a reason I don't respond in like 5
Yeah.
minutes.
But also, if this eventually gets to a thing where a lot of these guys somehow do listen, like you give your attention to the people who you want to talk to.
Yes.
But again, if you're not one of the guys,
Get lost.
Yeah.
get lost.
There's always the thing like, you know how you won't answer in like 3 hours and then you're like, "Oh, sorry, I was doing blah blah blah." No, that's really not true. Like you answer.
That's so
Pretty-
funny. That's so
pretty
funny you said that.
fast.
I saw a comedy skit from somebody just doing stand-up comedy, and it was a dude talking about girls, and it was like, if you think a girl isn't into you, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I'm such a bad texter," nobody in this day
Yeah,
and age
yeah,
is a bad
exactly.
texter. Because what's going to happen is then you're going to take him out on a date, and guess what the girl's going to be doing? She's going to be glued to her phone, texting other people.
Yeah.
Is that what happened to you, Austin?
Are you
No.
projecting your
Yeah.
trauma?
No, no. I'm a catch.
Oh.
I don't know. I do think that's more common for people to play games, though, when you're in college, especially when you're just starting out, because you have so many options. There's so
Yeah.
many new people around
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But I think I've personally reached a point where I don't really play games anymore. So if I'm into you, I'll respond quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of getting past that phase. I think in college, what I've realized, especially with guys, is just like there's no excuse. Like you can't say, "Oh, my mom told me I have to go do the dishes,"
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
You know, like you're literally so close because we're all in the dorms right now, and so it's like there's no excuse. Whether you're studying or whatever, you make time.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
get a message in college, it's like, sorry, I was doing homework. No, you weren't.
Yeah, yeah, no, you
weren't.
weren't.
Even if you were, you just texted your best friend 32 seconds ago,
Yeah.
so I know
Yeah.
you're on your phone doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, Maddie, what is Austin's toxic trait?
I think it's that you always think you're right, want to be right, and just know you're right, but you're not always right.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just like our dad, to where even if I'm wrong, I convince
still
myself
fight.
Dude, I
that I'm
fucking
right.
hate arguing with people like that.
Yeah.
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 Like
I don't
I'm
do it
like,
as much with
You'll
you
never
guys.
I'm like
get anywhere.
non-confrontational, so if I like meet someone and argue with someone like that, I just drop it. I
Yeah.
like let you think that you're right even though you're wrong,
Yeah.
because there's no
You
point.
gaslight.
We haven't
Yeah.
argued like that.
No.
Like to that level. Like I mean, there comes a point with you guys where I just cut myself off, but
Mhm.
I mean with my
Yeah,
sister,
you don't do that with me.
No, I definitely don't.
No.
That's definitely one of my toxic traits. Do you have any others that you can think
She
of?
said she has a whole
Yeah.
list.
I
She might be here for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk a lot
yeah.
and you eat slow.
You do eat slow.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how toxic of a trait that is,
I
but
don't
like
think- I
we'll
don't think
be
it's that toxic.
no, but like if I was because
It's
his-
an ick.
it's an ick
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
your girlfriend eats really fast
Uh-huh.
and you eat really slow, and so we'll be like at the dinner table for like an hour and a half.
Those go hand in hand though. He like talks a lot while
Yes,
he eats. So
exactly.
yeah.
It makes it longer.
Yeah.
And like Puurich and I talked about in a previous episode, the order in which Austin eats things, like the things that
Yes.
should usually be eaten together, he doesn't do that. He eats one at a time. Are you one of those people who like puts one shoe on and then ties it and then puts another shoe on and then ties it?
No.
I do
I
that.
go
Oh no.
No,
Is that
I
not
go
normal?
I go right sock, left sock, right shoe, right shoe. There's only one correct way.
Right shoe, right shoe. Yep.
Oh, wait. Right sock, right shoe, left shoe. There we go.
Oh.
I go right side first.
I
don't
think
know
I go
what
left
do.
first.
Like you go left sock, right sock, or like left sock, right
no,
shoe?
left sock, right sock.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
think
not
I
putting socks on
alternate.
right away before I put shoes on.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I usually have socks on before I put shoes
Yeah.
on. Well, duh,
Mhm.
but like way before.
Mhm.
I think I'm one of those people who like leaves my shoes tied and then rams
Yes.
my foot in like really
Yeah.
aggressively, and so my shoes have the like crease on the heel from being pushed down.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't got time for that.
I like
No.
only wear sandals or like slip-on shoes for the majority. I mean,
Mm.
if we go out and do something, like I have other shoes that I can
If
wear.
you actually
Yeah.
leave the house.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I've only ever seen you in Vans or Chacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
those are my casual things. Like I have a nice pair of boots. I have a nice pair of like not tennis shoes, but like nicer
Mhm.
shoes. I have dress shoes, but I don't just wear those. You know what I mean? So, Kendall, what do you think your toxic trait is?
My toxic trait?
Yeah, what's your toxic trait?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I think that I could have a couple, but they're not. I don't have one that's really extreme, but
Okay.
I'll have a couple that are kind of mild. As I said in the first episode we did, I do have a tendency to get jealous, but I do think that being said, I'm good at keeping it in check. Like I will never let it become a controlling behavior where I'm like, you can't do this or can't do that. But I'll always think it in my mind, and I'll be like upset about things that really don't matter. Like I hate if I'm dating someone, I don't want to hear about your past, girl. I don't want to. I don't want to hear a single word about that. Like, if someone hits on you, don't fucking tell me. I don't want to know. Like,
yeah. I was gonna say jealousy.
Yeah.
Obviously not to this bad of an extent, but it's like, oh, you like her shoes? Why don't you go date her? Go date, you like her shoes? Go date her then. It's fine.
Yeah, I saw this video once of this girl just like joking around about being jealous, and she's like if his shoelace is untied, like fucking let him fall. Like if he sneezes, like don't bless him. He's blessed enough. He has me. That's like how I am. I'm like, don't fucking look at him. Don't breathe his air. Like don't
bless you.
Need
No. Let her heart stop. It's fine. It's fine.
If he's dying, do not perform CPR.
You literally kissed him. He was dying.
I don't fucking care. That's my man. Don't touch it.
That's so funny. Do you have another idea for her toxic trait?
For me?
Yeah, for Kendall.
Oh God.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't hurt my feelings.
I don't know.
If you don't have one, what's your toxic trait?
I don't know what mine
I have
is.
one for Puurich.
Okay, what's yours for Puurich?
I don't actually think it's that toxic, but this carries into his friendships as well. He's always fucking late.
Oh.
I'm like, do you do that to a girl you like? Do you like show up late?
Yeah.
No. Oh my god.
No, that would piss me off.
I work on POC time. If you know, you know.
What's that mean?
Person of color time.
No, my friend back at school, if she's listening, don't get offended, but she is always late. Like, okay, we have 8 a.m.s and somehow she can wake up for that, but she's only like on time when it's like a social event. But if it's like class or going to church or going to something else, she is like always 15 minutes late. So we have to tell her like 15 minutes earlier than we actually need to leave. But she's the one driving, so we can't really complain.
See, the thing is, like Austin and I were talking about this earlier, I think that we could tell Puurich to be somewhere like 5 hours earlier than he's supposed to be there, and he'd still show up an hour late.
Oh my god.
Well, I grew up with a family that was always late, so I just got accustomed to it.
No way you go out on a date with a girl and you say, hey, let's meet for dinner at 4.
I feel like
you come strolling in at 5:30.
I'm not like that bad, especially with the girl that I like.
Okay.
If
feel
you
like I'm
wanted
better
to, we
with that.
would.
Yeah, if I wanted to, I would.
Yeah.
There's been times we've hung out as the interns and we're like, hey, we're going to get together at 2 o'clock. Purse doesn't show up until like 3:45. And it's like, what were you doing? You go, I fell asleep, guys. I'm sorry.
Remember
I'm really
when
bad with that.
when it was Puurich's idea for our group to go
Oh,
on a
yeah.
morning
Dude, I was
hike,
so
and
pissed
then he was
afterwards.
the only one who didn't show up.
I
He
was
never
so
showed up.
upset.
I think you woke up by the time we all went home.
Yeah, I woke
Yeah,
up at
we
like,
literally were
like 10
driving
in the
home.
morning, and I was like, fuck. I was upset. It was like supposed to be a sunrise hike, which is like already too early for me to wake up. And then I'm the only one that didn't wake up, so I was like pissed.
Yeah, you hyped it up a lot too. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're so excited to go.
I was so excited.
Yeah. You made up for it though. You went on another one.
Yeah. Where you actually got a sunrise.
Yeah. That was right after I cut my really long hair too.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh, that was...
You went on a lot of sunrise. You didn't like my hair?
Maddie's like, that's your
No.
toxic trait.
That was his toxic trait. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, he took care of it, but yeah, I didn't like it. But yeah, I went on a lot of my favorite thing is to go to Red Rocks in the morning and watch a sunrise and then work out. So pretty.
You did that so much your senior year.
So much.
Mm.
I'm gonna miss
3
it.
or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or North Table Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah.
That's where we did our hike. We went to the
Yeah.
castle
Yeah.
on South.
Yeah.
We did that. We did that multiple times, and then we got bonfire burritos after that. Every time we would hang out.
Ooh,
That was
I've
a
never
vibe.
been there.
So good.
Oh, it's so
I
good.
just don't like burritos.
I think you'd really
What?
like these.
I
Toxic
know.
trait.
Toxic trait. I don't like all my food. Like, I don't know.
Mashed in
All
one.
together?
Yes.
Oh, really? And
Besides
I get judged for
salad.
eating my food one by one?
I'm judging both of you
Okay.
right now.
Yeah. I get it. I know you guys don't really know Maddie, but I think your toxic trait, besides like flirting maybe a little bit too much, I feel like your priority scale is very different depending on who you talk to.
What do you mean?
Like, no, that kind of just goes back to if you want to, you would. But so disregard. Let me try to think of another toxic trait for you. Well, disregard that. Maddie, do you want to tell me a toxic trait that you have?
I think mine is that I can get upset over the smallest things very
Ooh.
easily. Wouldn't you agree?
I
Yeah.
strongly agree.
Yeah.
I strongly agree.
I get over things pretty fast, though,
Yeah.
for the most part. But there's some times where it's like I'm like, why am I even getting upset over this? But it happens.
I feel like a little bit, Puurich, you're kind of the same way. Like,
Really?
I could see it.
like I think not in the way that like he gets upset over things. I feel like you hang on to things though a little longer than you need to.
Oh.
Really? I feel like Puurich doesn't get upset enough, actually. And then
Really?
I feel like, I think it's like for you, because you are very conflict avoidant.
Uh-huh.
And so I feel like if you have an issue with something, you won't address it. Because
I
you don't
won't.
want to fight about it.
But that's not like the way I deal with it. I do get upset. I just suppress
you
it.
don't show it.
Yeah.
That
That's
makes sense.
not
Yeah.
healthy, though.
It is for me. It's
That-
working.
That's what I say,
You
dude.
know?
Oh my gosh.
Just wait. One day it'll all come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a fireball explosion or something.
I don't know. I feel like that won't ever happen.
Overall, though, I feel like you're like a healthy person. I don't think that you're. Overall, I do not consider you toxic.
I
No.
agree.
Do you guys know what your ick is, Maddie? What's your like ick for guys?
For guys. Cockiness for sure.
Is there a
an
fine
ick.
line between cockiness and confidence?
I mean, yeah, of course. I think I just I don't know. I can't do with like egos. If guys have egos, I don't know. But I don't know where that line would be exactly.
Can you give me an example?
I mean, I can think of guys at the gym. Like, I hate when guys are just checking themselves out in the
Yeah.
mirror and most of the time they're like small. But
Yeah.
anyways, I don't know. I just find that really obnoxious.
Or the guys that are like ego lifting.
Yes. Yeah,
What's
tank
that?
That's
tops.
annoying.
What's
I
that?
don't love.
Well, they like do way more weight than they are able to,
Mm.
and then they don't do
Oh.
full reps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. Have
Yeah.
either of you been hit on at the gym?
No.
No.
I think the gym is a gross place to get hit on or
I
hit
Oh,
on
agree.
someone
really?
else.
I
Yes,
agree.
Yeah.
I get old men, not old men, but like between 25 and 60. So pretty big range. A big range.
20,
but
25 and 60.
But the thing is, they all think that they're like best friends with me, like, because I've been going to the same gym for like, I don't know, like a couple years, and so I see like the same people because I go about the same time every
Mhm.
single day, and so like I meet people, and then when I'm back for like, because obviously I'm not here all the time, so when I'm back for breaks, they like come up to me and they're like all besties with me. I'm like, no, you're like 50 and married and hit on every other girl here.
Have they ever like asked you to lunch or anything?
I've had a couple guys. One guy that I can think of asked me to go play soccer with him. That was odd request.
Yeah.
I've got, yeah, like a lot of guys have like given me their number and then I either don't text them back or they text me and I'm just
And then
like,
you see them again, and it's
yes,
all
it's
awkward.
so awkward.
Yeah.
But I just run away. No, one time I did have to like run into the bathroom because I don't like confrontation. Because I
Ew.
can't say no. Like in the moment, I
Well,
can't say
yeah.
no because I feel
Especially if you
mean.
don't know them that well. You
Yes.
don't know how they're going to respond.
Exactly. Yeah, and because my parents
Mhm.
always told me, like, first of all, I should not be giving my number to guys. So I'll give my dad's number from here on out. That's what I do. But because you don't know if they get mad and they could follow you to your car and then follow you. Like, it's
Yeah.
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 gotta be careful these days.
Yeah.
Dude, I see some of those interactions happen at the gym, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the ones where it's like there will be a third party guy that comes in to like not necessarily save the day, but like kind of help her out.
I
And,
have
like,
not seen that. Not in real life. I've
I
seen it
haven't
in
seen
like
that either.
like videos. But
I've seen it in videos
Mhm.
where like the guy will come up in Target and just be like, "Hey, you ready? My aunt's here."
yeah, yeah.
And the girl will be like, "Yes, yeah, mm-hmm,
Dude.
yep."
Forever
Yeah.
grateful for people like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even just, and I feel like women overall are really good at reading each other and when they're
Mhm.
uncomfortable, and they
Mhm.
always know to play along because they've been in the
Yes.
same
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Maddie, what's the like weirdest or funniest way that you've been hit on?
This one guy, this was like a couple years ago, and I was like biking, and you know when you like keep making eye contact with like someone, and it's like, because I stare, not like on purpose, but like my eyes just like don't move, and sometimes I just like stare. So it was like happening with this guy, and then I finally went over onto the bike, and I was just like doing my thing, and then he like comes over to me and like flicks something off on my head, and I'm like, what, is there like a fly on my head? And he's like, oh no, I was just trying to get your attention. Like he was like joking.
What the
And I was like, that's so weird.
That
Like
is
not
super
even
weird.
funny. Like, and he was like a cute guy. Like it's not like he was a weirdo, but then he was
he is
like,
a weirdo.
he was like, yes, and he was missing a tooth, now that I think about it. But he seemed like a nice guy. And then he texted me, and then he was like saying how he was going to pregame this like Harry Potter show with his cousin. This was like all over text.
Yo, you want to go get lit before we
Yes.
watch Harry Potter?
Yes. And I was like, all right. And he's like, yeah, we got to try this Mexican restaurant like by mom's house. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
let's do it. Cause I don't know. And then I just stopped responding. But yeah, that was the weirdest, I think.
I love how you're like, he's not a weirdo, and then proceeds to explain all the reasons why he's a weirdo.
Yeah. That's the thing, is like people can look fine on the outside, but they're
Yeah,
creepy.
Yeah.
Have you? How many guys do you think you've ghosted?
A lot.
Like double digits?
Probably.
Oh my god. And by ghost, I mean like they ask for your Snapchat or your number, and then one day, like
Yeah.
you just stop.
Yeah.
Really? Like double did? Dang. Yeah, Maddie definitely gets way more
Well,
attention.
No, I'm
than I
not
ever
trying
did.
to be like that. It's just like, I don't know.
You're just not interested.
No, I am very picky.
You are very picky
I've-
in a good way.
Yeah, I have high expectations.
That's good. Keep your standards.
That's when I might be like 60, but one of these days.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing though to have high
No.
expectations.
No.
Because
Realistic.
what if he has high expectations? Then you guys meet each other. What if you both meet all your expectations? It's a match made
It's
in
match
heaven.
made in heaven.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
great minds think alike.
You know, it's not like we're siblings or anything.
Telepathy.
Oh
It's
my
like Stacy and
gosh.
I. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of go off of that. Me and Maddie have these times where and it's for some reason the only ones that I can remember. We're like sitting in a car and we're like in the back seat with our parents, and my sister's like trying to explain something, and it's not that you're a bad explainer, but there's certain things where you struggle on articulating your thoughts. But I will know exactly what she's thinking based off of nothing. Like I'll know exactly.
Like one word.
Yeah, like she'll say one word, a couple words, it could be anything. And I know exactly what she's talking about. And we also have these times where it's like, hey, do you remember that time when blah, blah, blah? And she goes, do you remember that time? She could stop there and I know what she's thinking. Like I know what moment she's talking about.
Yeah.
Sibling
It's-
telepathy.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
It's a real thing.
It
for
is a
sure.
real thing.
Do you
I
have the
know.
same thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like Emily and Sarah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
playing taboo with them.
Absolutely.
Are they twins?
They're
No.
triplets.
Triplets.
What?
Yeah, they have a brother as well.
I bet it's even more.
Yeah.
Literally, Maddie, playing
Twins.
taboo. They're like, all right, so this thing is white.
Yes.
And they'll just be like, teeth. Yeah, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like it's literally telepathy.
yeah.
I was gonna say though, Austin, that thing you were saying about how Maddie can explain things. I feel that way about you. I feel like
Yes.
you explain things in the weirdest way
I
possible.
agree.
What?
And I'll have no clue.
Okay.
And there will be times where you're making a point And the way you explain it, I'm like, no fucking way. That's not true. That doesn't make sense. But then I realize what you're actually trying to say. And I'm like, okay, I do actually agree with you, but you're explaining it really stupid.
I'm just a storyteller.
Yes, he takes forever to like
Yes,
get
dude.
to the
get
point.
to a single point.
Yes.
Me off.
Yeah, and like half the details, I'm like, nobody cares that like the sky was blue.
He's like telling
On
a story
Wednesday.
that should take 20 seconds. He's like,
Yes.
oh, and Sunday morning I had a glass of milk. No one needs to know that.
You have called me out for that so many times.
The
Yeah.
milk thing.
Ugh,
Yeah,
that's your ick.
there was a time at Outdoor Lab where we talked about what we did for a weekend, and apparently I talked about drinking milk for like a good couple minutes.
Yeah.
Gross.
No, and then this one time you were like, oh, like, you know, when you have to like sneeze and then you're like, oh, I have to sneeze. And then you sneeze and it's just like,
Yeah. Hey, I know
Oh, I
exactly
know.
what I was saying. Yeah. So is that my ick that I storytell?
It's not that you storytell, it's how you storytell.
Yeah.
The way you do it.
I mean, here's the thing. Every detail is important.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Every
no.
detail is important.
I think it's a balance because sometimes I tell stories and I leave like the most important details
I do
out,
that
and then
too.
and then people are like, "Wait, what's even happening?" But
Yeah.
you add way too many, and then it's like, "All right,
And then it's like by the end of it, it's like, wait, what were we
yeah,
talking
what
about?
exactly?"
Well, why don't you want to know the story? How good is a 15-second story if like the punchline doesn't even make you laugh?
If it gets to the point, then it's good.
But if you don't laugh, like you didn't get the full girth of the story.
Oh my God.
And this is what it's
That's
like
really
living
weird.
with Austin.
That's a really weird adjective to use.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, back to the flirting thing. I wanted to ask, Austin and Puurich, have you ever been hit on in public?
I haven't had anyone come up to me and they're like, "Hey, I really like your eyes and your smile," or like, "Dang, you look really good when you're running."
I just
Like,
started working out over there. I thought you were really muscular and
Oh.
hot.
I don't think anybody's ever described me as muscular.
Yeah. Kendall,
Yeah.
what's yours? Do you have one?
Oh, I have a really wholesome one. I actually thought this was super sweet. But I was actually driving home from my ex's house, and it was pretty late at night, so there weren't that many cars on the road. But I was stopped at a red light, and I like looked over to my right, and the guys in the car next to me were like trying to wave at me and get my attention. So I rolled my passenger seat window down, and this guy from the back seat sticks his head out the window, and he's like, "Hey, do you have a boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he rolled his window back up. And I just thought that, I was like, you know what? Good for you. Like, shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but like, I just thought that was like wholesome. Like, he handled it gracefully. He took the rejection. Like, and he was just nice about it, you know? Part of me wondered if like his friends just maybe like dared him or something, because I wasn't stopped very long before it happened. So I didn't, and it was dark, so I didn't think he really got that good of a look, you know?
Yeah,
But-
you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe they had been driving next to me for a while.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
and you were just so in your zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I wonder if he was like nervous about it and was like, "No, I don't want to do anything," and then the guy in the front's like, "Just do it,
Yeah.
like you only live one
Yeah.
seat," and then he rolls his window up and he probably was just like, "Shit."
He's like, I shouldn't have done it, guys.
He's like, "I told you."
No, he seemed a little nervous, but yeah, they were really, it was sweet.
What if it was the like, "Guys, I told you she had a boyfriend. I knew it."
They were probably like, she just fucking lied. She doesn't have one.
Oh yeah.
That's always what goes through my mind. That's like what stops me from going up to someone is, oh, she's too cute to not have a boyfriend.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, Yo, you never know. You
That
got to
is
shoot
true.
your shot.
Yeah.
Well, like, I think a lot of girls do use that excuse when they're not interested. They'll just
Yeah.
say, like, oh, sorry, I'm in a relationship.
Mhm.
Like, so, like, do you ever think that they're lying to you and they just said that because they don't want to turn you down, honestly?
I have never done that. I mean, even with my girlfriend, I knew she was single going into it because I was friends with her roommate.
Yeah.
And so, like, I
Mm.
knew pretty much from day one of actually, like, meeting her that she was single. So then
Yeah.
it wasn't the, like, play the game to where it's like, well, does she not?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I definitely thought at one point, I was like, she's really attractive. I would be surprised if she didn't have
Yeah.
a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But it turns out I'm actually her first boyfriend. So
Aw.
I feel like you can also kind of tell, like, if you see the person enough and you kind of talk to them, like you can tell based off of how they talk
Mhm.
to you. Unless
Yeah.
it's like just a one-time
Yeah.
look like that, you don't know, but
Yeah.
Ooh, I have another question. Well, for Maddie, have you ever made the first move on a guy? And for the guys, has a girl ever made the first move on? Well, yeah, I guess you've been like hit on, but like, how do you feel about girls that you're potentially interested in making the first move towards you?
I think it was more in high school where I would like find myself asking the guy more often than I should to hang out, and now I'm just kind of like the whole, this is probably dumb, but I'm like, if he wanted to, he would. Like, I'm gonna stop putting in the effort. Like, I'll put in the effort when he puts in the effort first.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I think
Mm.
like he asks to go on the first date, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll ask the like, it's not like he's
Yeah,
gonna ask every
yeah.
single time. It has to be a balance, but I definitely would ask a lot more than he would ask, and then I'm like, what am I doing? Like, clearly he's not wanting it. Well, he would say anyways, so
With my girlfriend, she did a little bit, you know. It wasn't crazy outgoing. She's just so quiet that I was pretty much the initiator for everything. Not everything, but like a good 80%.
Mhm.
But she kind of wanted that though too.
Mm.
But it kills me also because on the inside, especially, I mean, I can't go back on this with her, but I did really like when she wanted, hey, you want to go to dinner? Hey, you want to go
Yes.
do this? Like,
Mhm.
she didn't do it frequently, but I loved
Yeah.
when she
Mhm.
did that,
Yeah.
you know?
that's
But,
why I think it's a balance.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She just likes the guy doing it all,
Mhm.
which I get.
Fair.
I do get that, but I do also appreciate when like the girl initiates things. Like
Mhm.
if we had been talking for a while and she initiated things, because I am a pussy, I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's for everybody. Everyone just likes to feel wanted and to have the person they're interested in take the initiative
Yeah.
to show,
Yeah.
like, hey, like, I'm putting forth the effort because I want to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you ever, are you like super forward?
I think that in my life, I have been super forward. And I think sometimes, like Maddie said, sometimes I think I did it too much. But I think I'm someone where when I feel something really strongly, I can't just sit on it and wait for
Yes.
something to happen. I would much rather get rejected up front and be done with it and move on
Yeah.
from it
Mm.
than like keep thinking about them and wondering if they like me. So I think
Mhm.
a lot, I've been the person to confess my feelings first a lot. And I
Mm.
got rejected a lot until college. I think before college, not a lot of guys were interested in me, but after college, like I think I started getting a lot more attention from guys, so I kind of stopped. But we'll see. I'm definitely not afraid of it, but it's nice when when I don't have to.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that.
I think for me, it's like fear of rejection,
Yeah.
which leads to fear of talking to girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just got really used to the feeling of rejection where I was growing up because, like I've talked about in the past, I was one of the only not white people in my
Mm.
city growing up. And so naturally, I got rejected a lot because all the guys wanted the white girls. So I think I just got used to it. And I was like, you know what? I've like lived through this like every day. I can handle another one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
But there have definitely been times where it has really worked in my favor to make the first move. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely I don't think I'll ever be afraid of that. And I think I also
Which is a
can
good
kind of
thing.
just tell, you know.
Yeah.
I can tell when I'm going to get rejected.
Confidence, girl.
Whoop whoop.
Well, I feel like that, like, a lot of guys that I've talked to, like, kind of like what you were saying, Perch, is, like, they're afraid. And, like, most of the time,
Yeah.
a lot of guys put on, like, a tough, like, exterior. But when it comes down to it, like, they want the girl to make the first move, but then
Yeah.
the girl wants the guy to make
Yeah.
the first
Right.
move. And so
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
not.
Like who does it?
Yeah.
Well, then for like the guys, then like if a girl were to make the first move to you, but you weren't interested, like do you think that you would still appreciate that she did it? Because I think that
Absolutely.
would still like make
Oh,
me
yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
That'd be a confidence boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think even like getting a compliment from a man is like
Yeah.
it makes you feel
Yeah.
good.
I wish that men complimented each other more.
Yeah.
And I also wish that like I feel like I would honestly give guys compliments way more often if I didn't feel like they would take it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week, and thank you so much, Maddie, for being here. We hope you had a great time. As usual, if you could leave a rating and a review, that'd be super appreciated. You can also check out our Instagram at spilledmilk.podcast. Leave us a comment if there's anything you'd like to see. Thanks so much. See you next week. Bye.
Later.
Bye. Oh, we weren't mean enough to Austin.
Yeah, fuck Austin.